श्रीमती प्रतिमा नायक, श्री मृगेंद्र सिंह, श्री BM चौधरी, श्रीमती कविता कर और श्रीमती स्वर्णाली चट्टोपाध्याय। राष्ट्रपति जी का राष्ट्रपति जी का पुरस्कार वितरण हेतु हम आभार व्यक्त करते हैं और अब हम विनम्र अनुरोध करते हैं मानव संसाधन विकास मंत्री श्रीमती स्मृति ईरानी से कि कृपया आज के इस अवसर पर सभी को संबोधित करें।
Your Excellency, the President of India, Shri Pranab Mukherjee, Secretary School Education, Shri Bhattacharya, Secretary Higher Education, Shri Ashok Thakur, dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, and our respected teachers. Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tatha guru. The first expression of faith in teachers is found in our Upanishads, testimony to our tradition of veneration of teachers. The teacher was not just venerated, but was also a friend who strove to bring about our well-being. Guruve Kalyan Mitra, as expounded in Mahayana Buddhism. Indeed, the teacher is one who selflessly dedicates himself or herself to shaping minds towards enlightenment, has a greater role, a role that great seers preferred over their own personal salvation. And this tradition of honoring the teacher was in fact indifferent to gender, creed, class. The most famous example of which was Gargi, the most famous female intellectual of the Upanishad period. So in honoring teachers today, in awarding those who have excelled as teachers, we continue our timeless and tireless commitment to the highest values of selfless knowledge seeking and the liberation of the mind from narrow pursuits of egoistic interest towards universal well-being. Teaching is leaving a vestige of oneself in the development of another. The best teacher is the one who suggests rather than dogmatizes. A teacher's purpose is not to create students in his or her own image, but to develop students who can create their own image. That is why what the teacher is as important as what he or she teaches. You do not simply graduate students, you graduate lives and you build the character of not only a nation but a whole civilization. This is why it is important to foster a culture of holistic knowledge and move away from fragmented facticity that proliferates information but makes knowledge redundant and simplistic and wisdom almost rare. I feel that the most accomplished scholars should teach the youngest students, since this is when the foundations of their professional knowledge are built and when the students learn to appreciate the most important elements of the body of knowledge of their discipline and appreciate interdisciplinarity. The school is the first formal socializing experience of the child. Schools reflect deeply embedded cultural beliefs. The teacher then has an impact on young lives beyond even the bare design, and so far, greater responsibilities as they have to be sensitive to the child's natural learning processes, to the child's home background, individual differences, social, linguistic and gender diversity in classroom, while fostering meaningful and purposeful ways of engagement. If our teachers are not a few steps ahead of time, our society will not be ahead, said our Honorable Prime Minister just yesterday to us all. He has often highlighted the fact that modern-day medium of growth is connectivity. The use of ICT in teaching has the potential to change teaching in a major way. Knowledge becomes freely available, so the teacher's efforts are well supplemented by ICT resources. In this direction, I am happy to announce that we in the MHRD shall soon launch the National E-Library that will make learning resources available to everyone and will enrich the world of imagination and scholarship for those even in remote and deprived areas. This will also enable our teachers to learn continuously, even as they teach. In fact, an educated society is one where they all form a learning collectivity. I would also urge our teachers to dedicate time to engage increasingly with research activities. This is important as part of formal learning continuum and foundation of good teaching. It equips our knowledge systems to be competitive internationally and transforms learning and scholarship into productive investments into the larger societal good. Research is also a culture of inquiry and freedom to explore and question. Asking questions in our culture is more important, in fact, many a times as important as finding answers. Critical reasoning and fearless interrogations are prerequisites to our democracy, and the school is the most important site of learning that fosters these qualities. Teachers play a role in this by encouraging the students to innovate, to take the risk inherent in creative questioning and challenging the given borders of knowledge. They need to provide communicative spaces for dialogue, openness and sharing based on mutual respect, both in the form of teacher-child and child-child communicate. Moving away from the hierarchies of ages and roles, we should elicit creative responses from our students, encouraging them to share their experiences in their own language and use their experiences as resources in learning. In interactive pedagogies, projects with communities, context-based learning transcending the text, peer learning are some exciting developments which are being driven by teachers, and I acknowledge these efforts on this very special day. Their efforts will make our educational institutions welcoming, caring and emotionally safe with a non-threatening, non-discriminatory, non-inclusionary classroom environment. Importantly, there are no prescriptions for success. To be effective, solutions must be developed locally, not only by specialists who sit far outside the classroom and school walls, but by our teachers and practitioners. We must not be afraid of the messiness of change for real improvement to occur. Often, the next big achievement comes out of such creative disequilibrium. I appeal to all our awardee teachers to share with us, through simple documentation, how they made a change in the closely nested systems of activities in the classroom and our communities. In this function, we honor a select few teachers for their outstanding contributions to teaching and research. Given the number of outstanding teachers in our entire nation, I am well aware what a privilege it is to be honored by our Honorable President today. I congratulate all the award winners for their achievement and offer my best wishes for their continued success, and also to the teaching community across the nation. As the HRD Minister, I express my grateful thanks, my humble thanks for your continued and dedicated and selfless service. Jai Hind.